It's about 2 weeks into January when I'm filming this, and I'm already sick of music, but let me explain. No, I'm not over trends in the music industry or think new artists on a whole suck. It's nothing like that. I'm just tired of music as a whole, whether it be YouTube, gigs, or simply just playing for enjoyment, whatever that even means. I'm just kind of over it. Now, 2024, in terms of my career in music, is actually off to a pretty good start. I just did a couple different playback gigs, one right before New Year's Eve, and then one like a week later. I've been hit up by a couple different artists to potentially MD their tours, which we'll see if that pans out. I just launched a new preset product, which I'm actually super excited about, so if you're a Quad Cortex user, be sure to check that out through the link in the description. I'm currently music directing and working on all the arrangements for an artist's upcoming headline tour through Europe in February. As far as January's go, it's really not a bad month, especially since the beginning of the year can be a bit slow in music. So with all that, you might be asking yourself, why on earth are you over music? You have work, you have gigs, what gives? You know, maybe it's just my inability to live in the moment, but I had a realization on my last gig that caused me a ton of anxiety. We're setting up for a show in a Vegas nightclub, and I'm having this small first circle moment. I remember the first time I went to a Vegas nightclub and just being totally amazed by what was going on around me, and I just had that feeling of like, I need to be a DJ. I am seriously putting my time and efforts into being a DJ now. And now here I am running playback in a nightclub, which is kind of like DJing. It's not, but you know, it was still a cool moment. And then reality just hits me as I'm sitting there waiting for them to tell me to test out the tracks. Oh crap, I don't have any work scheduled between mid-February and mid-May. Sure, I have some scattered work scheduled between May and August, and then a tour from September to October. But right now, there's about 3-ish months on my calendar with absolutely nothing. I think it was that, coupled with this knowledge I just got that a tour I thought I was gonna be playing on is actually gonna end up hiring local. And then another tour is scheduled for after that. Looks like it's not even gonna happen anymore. Just kind of gave me that feeling every working musician has experienced at some point. Music sucks. I'm over this. But living like this for 9 years since college can get pretty draining. It just kind of feels like you're living on borrowed time. Like, oh, I have this gig that pays me this amount, and then I gotta stretch it for 3 months, and I'm gonna get paid 80% of my annual earnings here, and then I have a gap and I gotta figure it out again. It's just a constant up and down roller coaster of, am I gonna be working? Am I not gonna be working? Every year kind of feels like rinse and repeat of trying to string together just enough work to stay afloat and not lose your mental sanity. There's also the element of dealing with that mental stress of, am I being a good enough spouse? Now, my wife is very understanding and supportive. I totally do it to myself. It gets pretty challenging when your spouse works a normal job, so you see them go into work every day, they bring in the same amount of money every 2 weeks, and you're like, I don't know what I'm doing for 2 months. Even with me making a decent living by the end of the year, it's just those in-between moments where I'm not bringing in a paycheck that I feel really crappy. I think it takes a certain level of discipline and honestly a particular kind of personality to be okay with living in what feels like a constant level of uncertainty. I talked a little bit about it in my burnout video, which, you know, all 10 of you watched, and I'm not totally sure what's next. Obviously, I'm gonna keep going through the year as planned and continue to work the gigs I have unless a new opportunity arises. And 9 years into this thing, I've come to realize that's just kind of life in general. It doesn't matter what industry you're in. Look at all these kids transferring left and right in college football. They sign up for a school for 4 years, and then the next year they're transferring to another school. Some of them do it again, and they get presented a better opportunity, or what they think is a better opportunity, and they jump ship and see where that road leads them. Well, as a fan, that can frustrate the heck out of me. It's kind of a reality of the world we live in. People take jobs, whether it be salary or contractor, and they do that job until they get a better opportunity, or they just quit, or the job honestly just quits on them. And so I'm gonna take a page out of the college transfer book and just kind of let that be my game plan for now. I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing while praying and being open to other opportunities, whatever they may be. And as a person who finds some level of peace in planning, learning the skill of being able to flip on a dime is definitely challenging, but it's necessary and it's helping me grow. I also used to think once you leave a gig or get off the road, there is no going back. And that's not true. Yeah, you probably won't get to go back to the same gig, but you never know. I was offered a gig a little over a year ago and I turned it down. They hired another guy, they did the gig with him for about a year, and then he started getting busy with other stuff, and you know what? They came back to me and they offered it to me again. You just never know where life's gonna take you. And you know, while we're here, if anyone out there has work or is looking for someone with my particular skill set, I'm definitely open to discussing opportunities. I've got experience music directing pop artists, music directing in churches, performing guitar, running playback, editing and audio engineering podcasts, and of course, YouTube. There's ways to get in contact with me in the description. No, I don't hate music, just only sometimes. I obviously enjoy it, or else I wouldn't be making videos about it. I'm just a little burnt out, and that's to be expected. Music can be a grind, but there are way worse jobs in life to be doing. I'm grateful I do have some work right now. I'm grateful for all of your guys' support on the channel, and I'm grateful that God's gonna guide me to whatever it is he has planned for me. He always does. It's just usually not in the timing I would prefer. So we'll see wherever he leads in 2024. And for anybody else already hitting the wall a little bit in 2024, I'm here to tell you, you are not alone and you got this. Your next thing could literally be waiting for you tomorrow. You just gotta keep putting one foot in front of the other. That's what I'm doing, and hoping that tomorrow is the next thing. And you know, if it's not, you just keep going, you keep going, you keep going, and trust that God's gonna get you there, wherever there may be. If you wanna support the channel, be sure to leave a like on the video, subscribe. If you're a Quad Cortex user, you can check out some of my presets down below, and I'll catch you next time.
I just wanted to tell all my subscribers that you got this and God's got you, and you're gonna make it one walk and then another walk and then maybe some treats.